I did a Christmas in July live sale on my Cat and Paul's Mercantile channel, and this is the leftover Christmas goodies. So I'm going to go ahead and gather some Santas up that did not sell and make a Santa wreath. So there are a good many in there, and then I have some scattered that was not in the sale, of course, that I'll put on my wreath, and then I want to gather up some ornaments and also some tinsel. So if you are not subscribed to my Cat and Paul's Mercantile, feel free to look at the link below and run over and go over there and subscribe to me. So, all right, let's get started. So I did pick out the Santas I wanted. Not sure if I'll use them all. There's probably, 6, 7 of them in there. You saw I left some behind. They are just too heavy for me to trust putting on a wreath and not falling off at some point, especially if I'm going to have glass ornaments and tinsel. So I was just giving you an overview of the sale. I do have, now if you see anything here and it's still available, just send me an email. I'll put that down below too, and you're more than welcome to buy it. I did have these Christmas floral bags for $4. This was like a gold and white theme, and then this was red and white. I thought those were neat. So I'm thinking maybe I can, thought maybe I could make another wreath with those, which is a possibility. But I have some loose floral I can throw into this Santa wreath if I so desire. And like these, oh my gosh, they are that. I think it's the resin made with the pecan shells, and they are super heavy. And then these are, I think, too big for the wreath itself, because it's I can't think of the inches right now, 8 or 10 inch, maybe 12. But I think those would just be massive and take over. And this is new old stock, so you can see there I was selling a set of 8 for $5. My blind date with a junk journal little golden book, and I had a mishap with Frosty, so those are the two I still have left. I sold one. And that's how the wrapping came out, which I have a whole video on how I wrap that and what I put in it, if you care to go watch. And then these, I have other ones that I've been working out of the packages, so I wanted to leave those new in the package. I'll just get the other ones I already have, like, open, and grab them when I get back to my craft room. And then they're like, that's in the box. I'm going to leave it in the box. I have a loose tinsel that I have purchased over the years. And then I was just throwing a little bit of my assemblage pieces and stuff that I had for sale. So this was the setup I had going on. I'm going to break it all down and get ready for my next sale. So, which I think will be more fall incorporated. All right, let me go up to the attic and find some more stuff for my wreath. I'm not even going to make it to my attic yet because I forgot I picked these up at a yard sale. So let's see what's in this one. Well, I think I got a good supply of stuff. I got my garland, ornaments. Get that in there. Oh my gosh, that wire on that just wants to yank on everything, so we'll put it in there. I just gotta get my wreath form. I'm back in my craft room and I'm trying to figure out which wreath form I want to use. I'm thinking if I want to go with bigger ornaments, then I should probably go with the bigger frame. Although he has some head issues. I think that goes with that. I grabbed it. I'll have to go back up there and look again. I should have pulled the box down and looked a little more carefully. But I do have these Santas, and I think they would look nice on the bigger versus the smaller frame, because I have a few of them. Now that's a little heavy. I don't know if I'll use that one, but I grabbed it. I figure I can always just leave it in the bag and take it back. That should work because it's lighter and it has that nice long ornament length to it. And this guy, and I would really want to use him because he has dried glue on the back of his head, so that way he gets used up. And the starfish guy, so there's like 3 big ones. I'm gonna have to think about that because I'm thinking probably only really accommodate 2, maybe 3, because I also have the snowman. He's metal and it's thin. And then, of course, I have all these other ornaments to work with. I have these baby Santa. Do I keep saying snowmen? Well, they're Santa Clauses. And this guy, and I would like to use him too because his I think I'm gonna put some distress oxide on his list because it's a little crinkled and it will just kind of make it look a little more aged. So the whole reason I'm doing this wreath is because these didn't sell, and I had them priced at that one was $2, but these were priced at $1. And it's like I was gonna just donate them, and I thought, no, I'll make a Santa Claus wreath and see how it turns out. I won't feel bad if it doesn't, turn out great, but hopefully it turns out beautiful. So let's get started. Well, I tied my ribbon on there for a hanger and I started to wrap it, but I don't think the white is going to work with this dark green metal frame. I think I'm going to have to jump over to the styrofoam frame. So it'll be a little bit smaller. That's all right. There's plenty there. If I should have grabbed like either some gold or silver, and I think that would have hid the wireframe well. So let's give that a try. So this is where I'm at now. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap the white garland around this ribbon. Luckily for me, this is ribbon I got out of a Michael's grab box, and it's very glittery, and it's like one of those, what do you even do with it? So it worked here, and then that way I can just cover up with the tinsel and there'll be extra shine in the wreath. So let me go ahead and get the garland on there, and then we can start placing some ornaments. Another update on the wreath I've been working on. So here's where I'm at so far. And I worked my way like over here with my focal over here, and then I filled it in down here, and I've been kind of leaving it blank at the top as I work up to see if I want to keep going or if I want to stop. But so far I want to keep going up, especially the side here. So what I'm thinking about doing next is, I just had it as a wooden Christmas tree. So maybe something like that there. And then a dancing Santa beside it, just to kind of break up, because I don't want to use the large ornaments on the way up. And then I can get to the smaller ones. So that's where I'm kind of going with it right now. A couple of them I didn't really bother with because they were too heavy Like this guy here. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I could squeeze him on somewhere or not. He's just bottom heavy. So I probably would have, I'd use him as a focal. And then this guy here. I took off that piece. If you remember, there was like a list on, it was paper. It was a list of names, but it was just like scribble. And I took that off. And, but he just doesn't seem to fit anywhere now. So he's off the drawing board. I have Gnome Santa. Gnome Santa, though, he's so big that he'd have to kind of sit in the middle if I was going to add him. Which at this point, I've already added that one. So he's off the drawing board. What other ones do I have that I know what it is. Where's he at? This guy right here. I was planning on putting him on. So since I did this one down here, I was going to do maybe an opposite. And then just fill this in. Or I had him over here in the beginning. And then fill it in. So I'm still messing with it, but hopefully the next wreath then I make, I feel a little more confident that I can just maybe speed through it, like do show it and then like speed up during the recording as I place everything. But this is my first one, and I figure if it was trash, it would be trashed, since the ornaments didn't sell at the live sale, and I didn't feel guilty then. So everything, I've been using has been kind of more like more economical finds. So with that said, let me get off here and I'll be back with a little more progress. I'm really just trying to stick with Santas. I might throw a deer on there. I don't know. Things I'm tossing around with. So I'll check back. It's done. The wreath is done. I slept on it. I woke back up this morning, looked at it, and I said, oh, well, I think it looks good. I don't think it needs any more filler ornaments. And here we go, his final product. So I did back a couple points. Now this wasn't a tutorial. I just wanted to take you along as I kind of gathered up discarded leftover sale items and chopped a couple things from my attic and put it together with inexpensive supplies. And a couple takeaways is I did back up these heavier ornaments with E6000 and hot glue. Not all the ornaments, because they were plastic. I didn't want to use glass until I wanted to see if I could actually finish it and do it. So next project, if I use glass, I would use E6000 on that, just so they don't fall off. I don't know if it's good for outdoors or not. I would say it's probably more of an indoor wreath. I did make the holder nice and sturdy. A couple things I learned. Hot glue does seep through ribbon. But this baby is not going to fall off. It is wrapped through those wires. I'm not sure if I captured how I did that. And then I put a little pick up there, a little deer pick. And it hangs right up. I did fold that ribbon over and glue it. But I did get in a fight once with the glue gun. I dropped a ball with glue on it and it won. But that was because I tried to grab it like a fool. And I should have just, it ended up landing on the floor and I was able to peel the glue off then. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I ended up grabbing a couple more supplies that I had here. A couple cake picks, and a couple of my dancing Santas. Those are new. So, some of it's vintage, some of it's not. I would guess to say, well, I know like that's from the 80s, and I think that had a Taiwan sticker on it. And I'm not sure about him, but these were newer. That was definitely new. And like the bell's older. I think these ornaments are probably from the early 2000s. The bottle brush trees are new. You can barely see them. I would have picked a different color, but that's what I had. I had that and I had pink. So I didn't want to use pink. I was going for like, you know, the traditional holiday colors, decor. But I did put a little Christmas wooden Christmas tree over there. So just stuff I like picked up at Goodwill, yard sales, things like that. And oh, let me show you the back. Looks like that. Only the one, really see the one ornament. I told Mark after I took it down, I was looking at it, I said, I don't know why I put that on there, but it just seemed like it needed something right there. Maybe because it was at the bottom of the wreath, you know, so your eye kind of naturally goes downward, and it just seemed like it needed something there. But, all right, well, thanks for joining me, and I got more crafty videos on the way, so I'll talk to you soon. Bye.